I would like to take this opportunity today to discuss what emergency medical services or EMS means. During my 14-year career as a paramedic, many times I have been referred to as the meat wagon or a taxi cab. I've also been told many times just to take me to the hospital because you can't do anything. I believe that many people do not understand the ambulance service's abilities. I want to help move away from this misconception and toward a respect for EMS through the discussion of the mandatory training for EMS, safety hazards on employees, and a detailed look into how situations on the ambulance service are actually handled. Many people do not know about the training one must finish before actually working on an ambulance by themselves. First, you have to go through school to be certified in basic life support. It is a 5-month course and followed by a national registry exam to be certified. Then you can go to school to be a paramedic. Paramedics, to begin with, have to finish 18 months of classroom time working towards fully understanding and studying the skills needed to begin their hands-on training. Once this is finished, they have to clock 800 hours of clinicals. Those hours are broken down into certain amounts spent in all parts of the hospital, as well as riding on the ambulance with already certified paramedics to get their hands-on experience. Just from this alone, it can be seen how much time and preparation it is put into their training that will save the lives of many. Simultaneously, people being trained for EMS also have many skills such as CPR, intubation, drug administration, IVs, etc., that they must practice and pass off with National Registry examiners. Finally, to finalize their official training, they must pass a skills and written National Registry exam before being licensed. They cannot begin work, however, until they are approved by a medical control physician that allows them to work under him or her and begin many hours of hospital or ambulance service orientation. Now that they have gone through vigorous training, they can work and begin saving lives on a day-to-day basis. Paramedics are few and far between now because the training that they have to go through is so long. So many people are going to school to be an RN instead of being paramedics, still in the medical field, but the same amount of time and more money. EMS people jeopardize their lives to help the lives of others and save their community. They put themselves in direct line of danger just as police officers and firemen do. For example, when EMS gets a call to a gunshot wound, they work quickly to get to the scene. But once they arrive, there's always the chance that the scene will not be safe and not under control. When they arrive, the police may not have gotten the shooter under control, so there is the chance of being shot and hurt while helping others. On these scenes, there can be unruly family members who cause a problem. Just from personal experience, I myself have been threatened, spit on, have obscenities yelled at me, guns pulled on me. Although a rewarding career for EMS can be paired with temper and emotions as well as in unsafe situations. Even though they put themselves in harm's way, they still keep going and help so many people. But what they do is often downsized to a safe ride to someone who can actually help them. In situations that call for EMS, it is just that, an emergency. They would not show up if they were just there to give a ride to the hospital. They are there to stabilize and provide medical care that is needed right there. They are advanced life support or ALS trained to treat life threats in all age groups, especially with their special certifications in pediatrics. An example of this would be if a patient is not breathing, EMS would breathe for them through intubation and CPR. However, just a trip to the hospital would not be enough to keep them alive and healthy. Another example is if a patient is bleeding profusely, EMS would stop them from bleeding and then transfer to a long-term care facility. They start IVs to replace fluid loss, do CPR to restart a heart, administer medications that are needed right away. There are multiple skills and many hours of education involved in saving lives. Without this service, many lives would never stand a chance because their situations would not have allowed them to actually make it to the hospital. I hope this and I have helped clear up this misunderstanding of the importance of EMS and the work that they do.